spotlight today is on choral music in Western New York, and it's just delightful to have my colleagues with us today. And welcome to Robert Strauss, the Artistic Director of Rochester Gay Men's Chorus.
Yes, thank you.
And to Darla Bair, Artistic Director of the Amadeus Youth Choral and also the Spencerport Chorus.
Thank you.
And also to Adam Luebke from the Buffalo Philharmonic Chorus, where he's the Artistic Director. Welcome, Adam.
Thank you.
Thank you all so much for coming in, and it's going to be delightful to hear about your own choruses in just a minute, but we thought we'd talk a minute about what makes choral music so special and so engaging here in Western New York, and how they can become involved. Adam, tell us about your chorus.
We are a large community chorus, mostly volunteer with a few paid singers, and we provide our primary goal is to sing with the Buffalo Philharmonic concerts. So we are their chorus of choice and have been for decades. And so
fantastic.
we are a traditional symphonic chorus. We also produce our own concerts as well, which allows us to explore other kinds of repertoire too.
We'll get to that in just a minute. And Darla, tell us about the Amadeus Youth Choral, what size choirs and that sort of thing.
We have about 60 members, and they range in age from 7 to 17, so singers can graduate out. And come back as alums, which is lovely.
And you're also here for the Spencerport Chorus as well?
I am. The Spencerport Community Choir, yes. There are about 40 members in that. And they sing SATB music, do 3 concerts a year.
Well, we're going to hear all about that in just a minute. And Robert, you're with the Rochester Gay Men's Chorus.
I am.
And how long has that been in existence?
Well, it's existed since 1982, if you can believe it. I've been with the chorus since 2009.
Congratulations.
And I like to say we flirt with 50 members. But we're always accepting new voices, and you can certainly check us out.
Oh, well, that's exciting. So there's really a range of activities possible here for singers at every level in Western New York. Well, that's just delightful. So hang with us, everybody. We'll be back in just a minute to learn more. In the Spotlight is a series of interviews with arts leaders from all over Western and Central New York. Produced by Penfield Television and distributed via cable access television stations. We hope you enjoyed these discussions of the behind-the-scenes work that goes into producing arts series, performing arts in particular, that make our life in Western and Central New York so rich. In the Spotlight has social media venues that you can check out for yourself. We're always looking for new guests for In the Spotlight. If you know of an artist or an organization that should be featured, please let us know by direct message through Facebook or other social media. Thank you for watching In the Spotlight. Welcome back to In the Spotlight. My guest is Robert Strauss, Artistic Director of the Rochester Gay Men's Chorus. It's wonderful to have you here, and we're delighted that we can learn a little bit more about your ensemble.
Well, thanks for asking me.
And what's the mission of the Rochester Gay Men's Chorus?
Well, the mission is a lofty one, actually. It's to create social change through excellence in the choral arts. So we strive to achieve both. As I said in the intro, the chorus has existed since 1982. It started with 5 men in a living room in 1982 who just realized that their voice toward equality was through song, which is just beautiful. And we've grown to, I say, we flirt with 50 members at this point. We do 3 concerts a year in Hochstein, one in December, one in March, one in June.
Right, that's the Hochstein Performance Hall here in Rochester.
It absolutely is. And, as a chorus with a mission and without a specific genre, in our concerts you'll hear anything and everything.
Fantastic.
Because our chorus members love all kinds of music or hate all kinds of music depending on who it is. And I like to say for our audience members, there's a joke about Rochester weather, isn't it? If you don't like it, wait 5 minutes. I think lots of cities have that same joke, but I think it's the same thing with the Gay Men's Chorus. We'll do your sort of traditional classical, and we'll do beautiful full choral works, and we'll do gospel and pop and jazz and all sorts of things. There'll be dance, there'll be choreography within it. So there's lots of different aspects to all of our concerts.
Now, choral singing for men and boys, there's a long tradition of that.
There absolutely is.
And so how is Gay Men's Chorus conforming with that or different from that?
Well, you know, it's interesting because we can perform works like that, but I should say that we also belong to a network, the Gay and Lesbian Association of Choruses, which holds workshops, much like an ACDA, the American Choral Directors Association, will hold workshops, but they also hold a festival every 4 years where we go and we get to hear other gay and lesbian choruses from across the country and really across the world. We've heard groups from China and Germany and a European conglomerate and a group from Cuba. So we get to share what we're doing because although yes, there's the tradition of men's choruses, we're also a little atypical in what we want to sing about sometimes. So it's nice to have that network of repertoire to draw from. There are really great new compositions being written specifically for gay men's choruses that we try to bring back to Rochester and every so often throw into the mix.
I see. I think people would be surprised to learn there's a national network of choruses like this.
Oh, yes, yes. It's been between 6,000 and 7,000 delegates each time we've gone. As far as that goes, with over 200 performing ensembles.
And the Rochester Choir is represented there.
Yes, absolutely.
It's phenomenal. And so where do your members come from regionally?
Oh, they come from all over the Rochester area, and they come from all walks of life. We're very lucky, I think, to have a wide age range. Our youngest members are in their 20s. Sometimes we have late teens, and all the way up until, well, you never ask a gay man his age. So, you know, up all the way through 39, or into their 60s and 70s.
I see.
But as I say, all walks of life, we strive to be diverse in lots of different ways. So they come from everywhere with just the desire to sing together.
And how are they auditioned?
It is not an audition group per se. I do listen to them in advance.
I see.
Obviously, it's important that they match pitch.
Yes.
But beyond that point, we talk about their experience. I vocalize them to figure out where they'd like to be and will fit into the group. We typically sing in 4 parts. So we play around with that.
And are they all gay men, and is that the requirement? Or?
Actually, I'm glad that you asked that. No, actually, according to our bylaws, you neither need to be gay nor a man. We do have straight men who sing with us. We haven't had a woman recently, but there are gay men's choruses with women who sing. As a voice teacher, I do have to say that can be problematic in the sense that if a woman is a soprano, I'm going to be having her sing tenor.
Oh, yes, I see.
So she may need to think about that, but there are certainly female tenors out there who would fit in very well.
That's true.
So yes, and since you asked that, our audiences do not need to be gay men either, as far as that goes, and our straight allies and lesbian supporters and all, you know, every letter of the alphabet in the LGBTQIA. I think there's something for everybody to enjoy in our concerts.
Now, thematically, is it the theme of the concert that makes it socially active, or is it the extra material that you provide, or?
It varies from concert to concert. You know, sometimes sometimes we'll be doing like I say, a new composition or a newer composition that really deals with some aspect of LGBTQ life, where the message is a little bit stronger. But sometimes it's just that we exist. That is I sometimes say that we are the It Gets Better. You know, if there are people who are struggling to find themselves in any way, shape, or form, but especially if they're LGBTQ, to see us on the stage, to see us from ages 17 through 77, that you get through it.
Living the reality.
Yes. And so sometimes the music might be lighter or less preachy or activist. You know, we've done concerts of all ABBA, for example, which is very, very fun. So in that sense, our mission is that we're there and we're having a conversation.
I see, and just the experience of singing together.
Absolutely.
Certainly the sound of men's voices all together is unparalleled and very exciting.
I agree. I agree.
And so now, how do members learn their music? Do they have to be able to read music, or?
They don't, and you know, my expectation is actually that they don't, although I know that they do.
I see.
We rehearse weekly. There are rehearsal tracks with which they can work. Which if you've ever done them, yes, of a human voice. which gets tired after a while. Or there are sectionals, and there are opportunities for them to work with us one-on-one if they need.
And it's a good community, camaraderie is wonderful?
They help each other out, we all help each other out, and we put on great shows when we get there.
That's very exciting. And so do you sing in Rochester exclusively, or apart from the conferences, do you travel at all?
We do. We try to live out our mission by wandering around, if you will. You know, we've sung at colleges, we've sung at rallies, we've sung for different events here and there that speak to our mission, fundraisers for other groups.
And if people are interested in finding out more about the Gay Men's Chorus, what is your website?
www.thergmc.org.
That's very
And we're also on Facebook.
Also on Facebook, and you can buy tickets online and...
Absolutely. We're very 21st century that way.
Well, good luck with everything. It just sounds so exciting. Thank you so much for telling us about your program.
Thank you.
And stay with us. We'll be back in just a minute with Darla Bair. She is the Artistic Director of the Amadeus Youth Choirs and also of the Spencerport Community Chorus. Thanks again, Robert.
Thank you.
We're back to In the Spotlight. My guest right now is Darla Bair. She's the Artistic Director of the Amadeus Choral Youth Singers. And you're based where in the Amadeus Choral?
We're a Greater Rochester group. I like to say Greater Rochester because we draw students from about four counties, I think, this year. And we rehearse in Victor and in Brockport. So we have an east side, west side. But we generally perform in the Rochester city area to use that as our hub so that nobody has to drive excessively to get to our concerts.
I see. So you say youth chorale. That can cover a wide range of ages. What ages participate?
We start at second grade. We accept a 7-year-old. And then we graduate out our seniors. So it goes up to 12th grade.
Oh my. And how long has the group been in existence then?
Oh, thank you for asking. We have been in existence for 20 years.
Oh my. And you founded it?
I did.
Oh, congratulations.
I did. Thank
on your
you.
anniversary.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's
It's
exciting.
a great joy.
So do you have members return who sang with you as children?
We do. We had an alumni concert this past year, and we had 35 people return to sing with us.
35?
Yes. It's very joyful to see them come back and hand them a folder. And they open it up and they just sing.
Is that
very little
great?
rehearsal.
Oh my, and you knew them as second graders?
Yeah, most of them started, the second or third graders.
Oh my, and so do they come in with the skills to join, or do you teach them as they go?
Well, as children, they don't have skills of even reading a score. We just ask that they match pitch.
I see.
That's our only criteria. And then looking at a score as a child, right off the bat, they're used to reading words where you follow a text left to right and read the next line of text.
Right.
Well, on a music score, your next line of text might be way down the page because there's a piano score in the middle. And so we teach them everything. We color code things in their scores for them. And we have a mentoring program that's not seriously defined. We just expect every singer who's experienced to pitch in and help a new or a younger singer when needed. So they're always allowed and encouraged to reach over and point if they notice somebody's lost, or to actually hold the score and track along for a younger singer so they learn where to have their eyes on the music.
So music literacy is a big part of it.
It is a big part, Eric, yes. We teach solfeggio.
And which is putting syllables to pitches.
Do, re, mi stuff,
Do, re, mi. Okay.
You bet. We start with saying that do can be anywhere, but re is always the next note up. So we do the oral skills first and move into more advanced skills as they grow and mature.
That's good. Now, do you use the ORF techniques of the hand signals that go with the pitches, or is this not part of the training, or tell us about that?
We do use the hand signals. I like them a lot.
Do you?
I do kinesthetic as much as we can, connected with the music. And they learn that from me as well, because we have many singers who are not in a public school system where that is taught, and so it's new to them.
I see.
And we do that right from the first day.
Uh-huh.
But I love putting kinesthetic along with the singing, so much so that we have become known as Rochester's Sign Language Choir.
I knew that.
Yes, it's very exciting. And the children learn to sign at least one song every concert.
Is that right? American Sign Language.
American Sign Language.
Which is effectively a new language for them.
It is. It is.
And increases their ability to communicate outside of the musical sphere with others in the community, for instance.
It does. It gives them a new vocabulary and a new awareness of their connection to the community.
And communicate through their bodies in that way.
Yes. Yes, indeed.
And so how do people find you? Are they learning about the group through the schools, or how do they find you?
Generally, it's word of mouth now. 20 years ago, it was through the schools.
I see.
But that has evolved into enough community people knowing about us and having experienced the Amadeus way of doing things that it's word of mouth, and we have a website. So if you're looking for children's choirs, we probably will pop up in the Rochester area.
Well, that's wonderful.
We hope we will.
That's wonderful. And so do you have concerts through the school year then, or?
Yes, we follow a school schedule, starting our rehearsals in September each year and ending late May. And we have 3 concerts that are just ours, standalone concerts. And then we do collaborative work through the year as well. And no 2 years are alike, which is one of the joys. And it's one of the reasons that singers stay in for so many years, because we do graduate out 10-year singers almost every year.
Oh, my.
And we collaborate with symphonies. We've sung with the RPO, we've sung with the Brockport Symphony and the Roberts Wesleyan College Community Orchestra. We've, of course, sung with many other choirs in Rochester.
True.
Yes, collaborated that way.
That's wonderful. Now, you mentioned the becoming known as an American Sign Language choir, and you just had an exciting trip about that.
We did. We did. We were very fortunate to sing at Madison Square Garden.
Oh, my.
It was a true highlight of both the Amadeus and my own life, I have to say. We were there to sing the Star-Spangled Banner, and we do sign language to the Star-Spangled Banner. And we were right there on the court.
Oh, isn't that wonderful?
It was wonderful.
Without being 7-3.
Yes, that's true.
That's a good way to get there.
Yep.
And did the students get a chance to see the rest of New York City, the tourist sites, etc.?
Yes, we did. We had some time in Times Square to do some shopping. Yes, and we stayed over because it's quite a trip for us from here, so they did get a chance to see.
Statue of Liberty.
Well, to be honest with you, the year before, we had done our tour in New York City, our 4-day tour, and we had created a YouTube video of the Star-Spangled Banner with sign language at the base of the Statue of Liberty.
My.
And the entertainment coordinator at Madison Square Garden found that online when she was looking for a children's choir to sing this particular game. And I think she thought we were local New York City people and called us and invited us to sing.
So certainly other people could find that YouTube as well.
I hope so.
Oh, that's wonderful news. That's just great. So it's exciting to sing in a group, but there's a certain etiquette that goes with that. I mean, how to behave on stage. Talk a little bit how you trained that.
We do. Our children are acknowledged for their social behavior as much as their high musical standards, and that makes me proud.
Some discipline.
Yes, indeed. In the good sense of the word, the decorum sense of the word, yes. The children are taught how to behave on stage as well as how to behave in an audience.
Yes. Important.
Yes, to realize that it's hand in hand, we work together in a performance like that.
That's great. Well, it's a super foundation to a lifelong avocation of singing, and some may perform professionally eventually.
I think so. We always have some children who go on to be music majors in college.
That's good. So tell us about your website. What is that?
It is www.theamadeuschoral. The THE has to go ahead of us. .org.
Darla Bair, Artistic Director of the Amadeus Youth Chorales. Thank you so much for being my guest today in the Spotlight. And join us in just a second. We're going to take a quick break and come back with Adam Luebke from the Buffalo Philharmonic Chorus. Welcome back to In the Spotlight. My guest right now is Adam Luebke. He's the Artistic Director of the Buffalo Philharmonic Chorus. So glad you could be here with us, Adam.
It's my pleasure. Thanks for having me.
And so it's a symphonic chorus, and tell us a little bit what that means.
It is. Our primary function is to serve as the chorus for the Buffalo Philharmonic Orchestra. It was founded 85 years ago as a community chorus, and very quickly the orchestra latched onto them and created a partnership. So we've been singing with the orchestra for decades now, and we do run a whole gamut of repertoire, everything from the classical masterworks, that's Brahms' Requiem and Belshazzar's Feast, to the Pops concerts for Memorial Day or Christmas or John Williams.
I see, and so it takes a serious commitment from a singer to be part of that.
It does. Our schedule is one of our biggest challenges because the orchestra has developed a great partnership with us and invites us to sing a lot. So we are performing 6 to 7, 8 gigs with the orchestra each season, essentially.
That's demanding.
Yeah.
And the repertoire in that can be anything from pops to
the great classics. We typically do 2 to 3 classical masterworks every year with the orchestra and various pops things throughout the season. We also produce our own concerts occasionally when we have time, and one of which is the annual Messiah every year, which is a tradition for the Philharmonic Chorus.
Handel's Messiah.
Absolutely.
I see, and you conduct that?
I do. I get to conduct that.
Congratulations. That's wonderful. And do you use local artists?
We do. We actually hire the orchestra for that ourselves. So it's a bit of a trade-off there. And we hire local soloists from upstate New York.
And where do you perform? Are people likely to see you in concert halls mostly, or?
Our primary performing home is Kleinhans Music Hall, which is where the orchestra performs.
I see.
Our annual Handel's Messiah is at the big basilica in Lackawanna, Our Lady of Victory.
Very famous.
Very famous structure. But we do move around the Buffalo metro region because we want to reach out to as many members of the audience as we can. And one of our most recent collaborations as we look towards the future of bringing choruses together was at the Synagogue Temple Beth Zion, the wonderful modern structure right downtown, and we performed Rochester Psalms there with a Catholic Children's Chorus, a college choir, and ourselves. Oh,
congratulations. It's exciting to see the kind of range and interesting variety of projects that choirs produce. Now, you mentioned that you have a professional corps. Talk about that a little.
Yes, we hire professional singers with each section, a section leader who helps run sectionals when they're needed.
I see.
And to help take notes and sort of serve as liaison between the general membership and myself. And members have questions, they can turn to their section leaders first and then come to me. We also essentially hired voices, paid singers who are there to offer their skill and professionalism to enhance and lead through the section. We have a wonderful assistant conductor who's also our accompanist, Susan Schumann. So she's been with the chorus a number of years and plays regularly with the orchestra as well.
And so people have to audition to become part of Buffalo Philharmonic Chorus?
Yes, we do have annual auditions. For current members of the chorus as well as new members. We actually run auditions twice a year in January, and in September we run auditions as well, so people can gear up for the new season.
That's typical for every year, January,
for every year,
September.
Yes.
And now, do you have summer activities as well?
Very limited. One of the traditions that we've latched onto is a performance for the 3rd of July, Independence Eve, at Coca-Cola Field with the Buffalo Bisons. They play a baseball game. The orchestra performs a concert, and we're part of that. It's patriotic and a little bit of Star Wars or whatever is popular. Frozen, anything like that. It's a great night. We've had great weather the last few years. Occasionally we will perform around the region. We performed at Chautauqua many times over the years, and other special events like that.
I see, the Chautauqua Institution near Jamestown with their symphony orchestra, for instance?
That's right, yes.
Congratulations. And so now how, if you're a young singer or if you know young singers, how can they become involved with your group?
The first step would be to go to our website bpchorus.org. You can find out any information there about our season, about our membership, about our auditions, and learn about what is the types of things that we do. We are always looking for new singers. We're always doing, that's why we have auditions twice a year.
Yes.
And it's, we love to invite, we have a lot of folks who come back to us, who have been in the region and come back to Buffalo. We also run a program for high school students where they, where 30 to 40 high school students can join with the chorus each year on one of our major concerts.
I see.
Something like Beethoven's Ninth Symphony or the Vaughan Williams Dona Nobis Pacem. And so they are committed with us for 6 to 7 weeks, however long the preparation time is. Perform the concert. They're paired with a mentor in the section who helps guide them through the process. And from that program, we've had many singers return and come to us once they've gone to college, come back and return to Buffalo.
And because they've learned some valuable musical skills.
Absolutely.
So what kind of skills are you looking for in a new member?
Primarily, we're looking for someone with prior musical experience, someone who has some experience singing in a chorus before, typically high school, college, or other types of choruses. The audition process consists of preparation. I want to see that singers can learn music on their own with a guide, so they can. We have them sing a Bach chorale with their part that they can listen to. They also need to be able to show some fluency in languages, so we have them prepare a text in a foreign language, for which there's a pronunciation they can listen to. So it's all about the preparation of it. Then we also test the ear, so to make sure they can match pitch well and have strong tonal memory. There is also and then we also listen to a solo of some sort, whether it's a prepared solo or America the Beautiful, and to listen for the quality of the voice and the level of training.
So no doubt you're looking for people who've had some prior training.
That's correct. That's our primarily who we're looking at. Now we do get folks who may excel in some of those areas and not so much in the others, and the course has a big balance of abilities, and I believe strongly that folks who come to us and show the commitment and the ability and the potential for success have a chance to do that. We do strive to be a professional level chorus because that's how we operate. We operate with professionals. So there is a certain level that which we must adhere. But I don't want to. I want to be able to offer opportunities to anyone who might think they could succeed.
Right, especially if they've been in a college program or collaborated with you in another setting.
Absolutely.
That's wonderful. And how often do you rehearse per week?
We rehearse one night a week.
One night a week.
Monday nights for 2.5 hours with a break. We have a wonderful arrangement with Damon College, so it's right in the first tier suburb, right just across the border with the city of Buffalo. And have rehearsed there for a number of years in Amherst.
So I hope a lot of people learn about the chorus and decide to join you, or at least come to your Messiah or hear you with the Philharmonic. Congratulations on a very exciting season every year.
Thank you.
Now tell us about your website one more time in case people want tickets.
Yes, our website is bpchorus.org.
Okay, well, Adam, stay with us because in just a second we're going to call all of our colleagues back together into the spotlight to wrap up the show for you today. Thank you so much for being here.
My pleasure.
Well, it's been so exciting to learn all about your activities for the coming seasons, and we wish you very best of luck and all success in your coming productions, and I'm sure we'll all be very interested to see how they turn out and in following your choirs as they grow and succeed in Western New York. It's just wonderful that you were here. So thank you, Adam Luebke from the Buffalo Philharmonic, for coming in and joining us in the spotlight, and to Darla Bair from the Amadeus Youth Chorale and from the Spencerport Community Chorus, and to Robert Strauss, Artistic Director of the Rochester Gay Men's Chorus. It's just wonderful to have you here. Thank you for tuning in. We'll see you next time.